What's up, gamers? We're back again, another super epic video. It's been like a month at this point. I actually put a video out at like the beginning of the month. That was crazy. But anyways, we're here to talk about the best games I played in 2024. This one's gonna be epic. I played some pretty good ones. I've got more for the next time, 2025. So that'll be in a year or so. Let's hope things go well and I don't die or contract any diseases in that time span. But yeah, I hope you guys don't either. But yeah, let's just get straight to it. Alright, gamers, so I'd say this year was a pretty good year for me gaming-wise, because I'm a big baller now, and I've had my job for a year, and so I've been able to, do more gaming stuff and whatnot. Also, January of 2024, I bought a PS5 with a little bit of help from gift cards and Christmas presents and whatnot. And I've been playing lots of cool games, lots of cool PlayStation games. And yeah, hopefully this will increase my list of games actually released in 2024, in my best of 2024 list. I played Fortnite a lot last year, of around 200 hours, around that. Probably close to 300. I've spent over $100 on that game. Please, someone take me out back and shoot me, because this is not ZOOMBINI anymore. I promise this is not me, guys. I promise. I had to buy the Skibbity Toilet bundle. It's not me. There was a little bit of a resurgence of hero shooters this year, and I say resurgence in very heavy quotes, because Concord came out this year and was immediately shut down 2 weeks after it came out. And this was a $40 game, mind you. This wasn't free to play or anything like that. Like, I'd understand if it was free to play. Nope, $40. $40 at Walmart. Sorry, fucker. You spent $40 at Walmart. If you bought the physical copy, you're kind of SOL. But they refunded the money if you bought it, like, online. I just thought that was crazy. It was the fastest I've ever seen a game die before. PlayStation celebrated its 30th anniversary by changing, like, the boot-up screen of the PlayStation 5 and adding, like, all the different PlayStation home shit and sound effects to, like, your home screen. I have the PS2 one currently. I'd say that one was my favorite, even though I never had a PS2. Game of the year, speaking of PlayStation, Astrobot won Game of the Year. And looking at this Game of the Year list, I didn't play a single fucking game on that list. I didn't even know half of them came out. I don't even know what a Balatro or a Metaphor or Refantasio is. So good for Astrobot, I guess. A lot of people are mad that Sun Wukong, that game, didn't get Game of the Year, but who gives a shit? It's an Elden Ring copy, I mean, oh well. But anyways, enough rambling about random shit that happened this year. Let's get to the best of ZOOMBINI list.
Hennessy, come out and play.
Alright, so last year, I became a little bit of a Robloxian. I got on Item Asylum, and this game that I'm mentioning, Nico's Next Bots. Now, this is kind of out of the blue for me. I've never really thought I'd consider a Roblox game for my list. I kind of didn't really consider that a full game. But I wanted to mention it because I thought it was really fun, and it's pretty high quality for a Roblox game, which, I mean, most of them are. But there's a few stinkers in there. What I like about Nico's Next Bots is it reminds me a lot of Gmod. Those old Gmod videos where you'd summon an entity and you run from it, like those old Sanic videos. If I showed you guys a picture, you know what I'm talking about. And I used to watch those videos heavily when I was little. And just playing this game is really fun. I mean, once you get the hang of it, it's hard to master, but once you get the hang of it, you feel like you're the biggest Sigma in the whole lobby. It's a very fun game, but I have not been on Roblox in like two months. So maybe there's more maps. That's the only complaint I have with Nico's Next Bots. It does not have enough maps, and everybody votes for the same fucking map every single time, and it pisses me off.
I need you to shake that booty. I'm blocking you, brother. We don't.
Okay, so technically I put this at the on my list last year, but I played Fallout a lot more in 2024. Like, whenever the Fallout show came out, I was like, let's start a whole new save file. Let's play Fallout. And I played the entire thing. I dumped about 80, 90 hours into Fallout. Call me a virgin nerd if you want. That's just the truth at this point. But I actually got into the lore and shit. I actually, like, put effort into my character. And I played it a lot more. And it shouldn't technically even be on this list, because it was on my list last year. But I just had to mention it again, because Fallout is just fun as fuck. I really love the series. And I'm glad that I gave it a second chance and I played it more. If it wasn't on my list last year, this would definitely be up in the number 2 spot, or maybe the number 1 spot. but I wanted to give everyone else a fair shot, you know.
Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms. Boom! Boom!
Firewatch was on my list of games to play for a long time, and I heard it was really good, so I kept myself in the dark for most of it. I didn't know how long it was, I didn't know what the fucking story was about. All I know is that you were a fire, and you watch. And I bought the game for like $5 off of the PlayStation Store. It is pretty good, I can't lie. The story was pretty good. It's a nice, peaceful game, you know, you don't really do lots of heavy shooting and whatnot, but it's pretty suspenseful. I'm not going to spoil the whole story here, you guys have to figure that shit out yourself. But it's way shorter than I thought it was going to be, which I'm glad it wasn't like, it didn't stretch out to like 10 hours or something. It was like 3 hours. You could play this in one sitting if you're a sweaty goblin nerd. But me personally, I took like a week to play it because I'm just, you know, I have things to do, man. I'm glad I got this off my list because this was sitting in my backlog forever. I'm glad I can talk about it now.
You can't do that with every booty hole.
Now, Tears of the Kingdom. This is the game that everyone was waiting for to come out, like, in 2023. Everyone was talking about it. And then it came out, and then people just never said another word about it. Like, I saw Video Game Donkey make 2 different videos about it. And then no one else ever said a word about it. So, I thought that was weird, personally. But, I've played it. I played it about maybe a little bit over halfway. And it's pretty good. I mean, like I said, I put Breath of the Wild at, you know, near the top of my list, like the first time I made a best of list. I mean, this game's pretty good. It has a lot more to do. Like the vehicles that you can make are pretty fun. It's like Gmod is ported to Switch now, so that's cool. One of my major complaints though is that this game was $70. Now, Nintendo knew they could get away with this because it's Breath of the Wild 2. But I think that's kind of a assholio business practice because, you know, that kind of sets up a precedent for like, oh, this game, people have been waiting for this game to come out for like ever. Oh, let's just make it $70, $80, $90, $100 and I completely fully expect GTA 6 to be over $70.
Me bamba!
In the beginning of the video, when I was talking about kind of a resurgence of hero shooters, and I talked about Concord, I was also talking about Marvel Rivals. And unlike Concord, it is free to play, and it's actually good. It's a fantastic idea to make a hero shooter with actual established heroes, and I'm just surprised they didn't do this earlier. And I've never been a fan of hero shooters. I've never been a fan of Overwatch because you make one mistake and then you get called numerous slurs by the entire chat. But what I like about Marvel Rivals is that nobody knows how to use the chat on console. And so therefore you can just do whatever the fuck you want and no one will care.
Put 100 mil. I'm sucking it. Shaquille. Damn, let me get my shit off her. Damn.
I don't think anybody was really expecting this game to get a remaster, but you know, no one really thought Nintendo would go through with it. But I am thoroughly surprised that Nintendo decided to, you know, remake or remaster the Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. I actually really enjoy it. It's a pretty good game, not gonna lie. It has lived up to the hype. People are like, oh, it's the best Paper Mario game, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've only ever played Super Paper Mario, so I don't really have too much to go off there, but it's more of a traditional RPG than Super Paper Mario, so I like it in that aspect. All in all, it's a pretty solid RPG, although with these RPGs, they take fucking forever to complete, so I have to choose wisely on what I want to spend the next, 3 months trying to complete, and still trying to work on Paper Mario, but from what I've played so far, it's pretty spectacular. This is why it's going on my number 4 on the ZOOMBINI list. Ghost of Tsushima was another game that was on my backlog for the longest time. When I first got the game, I played about 5 or so hours into it, and then I just dropped it because, I was like, play another game, because I have the 5-second memory span of a goldfish. But this year, around the summertime, only thing I was doing was working, so I had a bit of free time on my hands, and I would get on that shit every single day, and I'd play it for a solid 3 hours each day. Ghost of Tsushima is a very fun game. The mechanics are great to learn. The sword fighting is always fun, mash a couple buttons and everyone's dead around you, that's cool. It's just it's rewarding to learn new weapons and then get really good with it, and or get really creative whenever you're like raiding a Mongol base or whatever. And out of all the sword fighting games that have come out and that I've played, which is like a few of them, Ghost of Tsushima is probably the best one that I've played.
Please do not look at it. It's a picture of my ding-a-ling.
So, nobody knows this about me, but back in the day, around like 2015 or something, 10 years ago now, which is insane, but I had an Xbox 360, and what I would do is I would play the shit out of Sonic Generations. I love that game so much. I love it with all my heart and soul. Only thing though is that I'm really terrible at 3D Sonic games. Like, I'm the fucking worst. Do not get me to play Sonic 3D or any 3D Sonic games in front of the Huz. I will shit the bed and they will all go home, and we will not get any play. This year, it was announced that Sonic Generations was getting remastered along with an add-on to it, which you play as Shadow. You know, Shadow's badass, but not only that, but Sonic Generations, my favorite Sonic game, is getting remastered. Are you being dead ass right now? And I just flipped my shit. The second that game came out, I bought it on launch day, and it was glorious. I played the shit out of Sonic Generations. I beat it in probably a week, actually, like that first part. And then I played Shadow Generations. Now, since I'm older and I have opposable thumbs now, my brother's in around 10 years old actually. Sonic Generations, I consider the easy mode of this game, because Shadow Generations is kind of a bitch, I can't lie. I'm not saying it's bad, but like most of the stages and the bosses I have like a C rank or a D rank. I'm really that ass at Sonic games, I promise. But that doesn't mean I don't like the game. I love Shadow Generations. This shit's fire. And the DLC level that they released for the movie is pretty fire too. Is it worth $5? No. But it's still cool. Yeah, check the review I made. It explains the whole thing. You know, I just wanted to mention it again because, like I said, this is probably my new favorite Sonic game now. I have zero experience in Soulsborne games. If you put a From Software game in front of me, like Dark Souls or some shit, I'm gonna fumble the bag, I'm gonna shit the bed, and I'm gonna die within the first 5 minutes and lose all the valuable items you got before you saved. But this year, I was like, you know what? I have Elden Ring on my shelf. Why don't I just play this shit again? And I was like, I got a PlayStation 5. It's gonna look magnificent on this, and it did. The graphics in this game are beautiful. Those shiny trees are so cool. The open world, I never thought that would work for a Soulsborne game, but it really does. I really fuck with it heavy. The combat is so something. It's hard to do. Most of the bosses that you will fight will kick your ass 10 ways to Sunday. But there was one mini boss I fought in a cave, and I killed him in one try. It was really cool. I don't think I took any damage. That was pretty Sigma of me, you know. I think just alone for that, I should get at least 5 women in my DMs tonight. But I'm telling you, this game is fun as hell to get into. The lore is incredibly confusing. I don't try to understand it. I just look at all the cool castles and be like, oh, very cool. Let me tell you, when I first beat Margit, it was such a rewarding feeling. To beat a boss that pissed me off that bad and was such a pain, it is such a rewarding feeling to beat a boss in a Soulsborne game. Alright gamers, I'm terribly sorry that this video took longer than expected. I was unfamiliar. I knew CapCut was related to TikTok. I did not know it was owned by it and included in the TikTok ban that was, you know, supposed to take place like 3 or so days ago. It just like got reinstated like yesterday, and I just am now finishing this video now as I'm posting it. But yeah, I've just been rotting in my bed for the past, you know, couple today because it's a snow day. Very cool. I haven't seen snow in Georgia in like 7 years. But yeah, the agony and despair has been getting me, so I just decided, you know, go ahead, finish the video, and then I can just sit in my bed and contemplate about how different things could have been if I just would have done things differently. But anyways, hope you guys had a great 2024. I didn't. But anyways, let's hope 2025 is way better. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.